Oh, hello, Passport member. I didn't see you there. This is part 3 in our riveting continuing series on the Earnslaw Burn project. If you saw part 1, where we had an ill-fated camping trip out there with my friends Stu and Ethan, where I was actually trying to get the shots. Then part 2, I did here in my studio, where I showed you the final results, my favorite photos. We'll link to these. Anyway, this is part 3. These are just other photos that I got while I was there. You know, I'm obsessed with photography. I can't stop doing it. Taking photos all the time. A lot of these I probably will never even publish. There's little studies that I get, and I found these studies to be particularly helpful in composing the overall photo, because, you know, when you're a landscape photographer, which I guess I am, what this music is wild, isn't it? I feel like I'm at a Chinese opera. So what happens is, you're always looking at these big epic shots, right? Curtis is smiling at the music back there, making me laugh.
Well, it's going on the Phantom. You see, this massive thing is really,
yeah. That's how I roll here in my studio.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pause that music. It's making me a little nervous. Okay. Anyway. That's how my wife sings to me at night, by the way. I said, just sing me to sleep like that. Okay, so when you're doing these big epic shots, you tend to look at, you know, the whole, and you miss all the little parts, right? So what I did is I spent a lot of time zooming in on the waterfalls, on avalanches, on rocks, just so that I would get to know all the individual little parts, and that helped to kind of inform the overall photo, okay? And something I thought would be kind of fun, here, I'll show you all the photos here, there's a bunch, is, you know, I'm delivering these 3 photos to this patron, and, you know, just to be nice, I'm also going to give him a book with all my little studies, all my little ideas, some behind the scenes stuff, because you know, so much went into this year-long project, and I always like to over-deliver. That's how I am. Maybe it's because my parents were divorced. I like to over-deliver. Okay, so let's look at some of these shots, okay? And they're all over the place, okay? All over the place. Okay, here's a close-up of the waterfall. This was taken with a wide-angle lens. This is on the way there. I think that's called Lake Alta. This is, remember what this geological term is, Curtis? It's a Nunatak.
I forgot that.
Yeah, it's a Eskimo word. It's when the glacier comes over the top and carves it off.
Because we had a geologist with us in one of our retreats.
Yeah. Here, this is actually an avalanche. It looks like a waterfall, but it's an avalanche. This is another avalanche. That was one of my great discoveries, that most avalanches look like waterfalls. Not like in the movies. This is a winter shot. These are just quick little studies, little ideas. This is a quadcopter shot aiming straight down. This was kind of cool. We saw a double rainbow. There were these 2 waterfalls, and the sun was hitting it just right. Actually, my son noticed that, of all things. He's not always a great stickler for details. There he is right there. More shots of the grasses, some cross-processing. I did a bunch of vertical shots, actually, and I do like the way they turned out. I'm going to show him all these. Maybe he'll choose to have these be one of his main ones.
Single shot, or is that Verterama?
This is a single shot. Single shot. I like this one. This is actually a waterfall that's, actually it's coming off here, and the wind is blowing it that way. And it was so windy, the waterfall never even made it to the bottom. It just kind of disappeared in the wind. Another close-up zoom in on waterfalls. This is, you know, we didn't have a tent, so we slept under an umbrella, and that looks like some sort of a worm, but it's my son.
I thought it was Stu.
Some more wind, and right. This one I kind of like. This is I inverted it, which was kind of fun, little fun idea. Weird skies. I like this one too. This is another vertical or straight down shot, top down shot with a quadcopter. This one came out neat. I took this about 11 p.m. one night when I was walking back to the camp to spend the night. That's Choppy coming in to rescue us the next day. Really pretty colors there. That, oh, you know, we're in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden we saw this woman walking down the river in bare feet. I'm like, where did that woman come from? It was weird. Total hippie. Another single shot, kind of the same as the others, you know. I took this one from a helicopter. We kind of got behind a waterfall. I like this one too. This is a close-up of some of those rocks at that very high landing.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's quite abstract. I like it too. Again, more black and white studies. I like this one. This is right before we got there, right before we entered the burn, looking out over the snowy mountains. More valley shots. It's looking back up the valley the other direction. Studies in light, contrast, and shadow. I like this one too because it's really weird. You're not sure what you're looking at. The braided river delta. This is on the way there. That's the same noon attack from above, by the way. We had one day where it was super clean, like no wind, and we got these really nice reflections. This is Lake Wakatupu. This is on the way there. By the way, that yoga retreat that I love so much is down here, Aroha. We did a combination yoga and photography retreat down there and went all around here to take photos. By the way, if you guys are watching, come to one of our workshops. Yo, they're really fun. They're really fun. I like this one. This is a cross-process shot. And then we're back to the beginning. Anyway, there you go. There's some ideas for you. Maybe you see more now what I was dealing with in my head and kind of getting my head around it. You know, a lot of things with these projects is you just kind of go out and play and have fun. And, you know, don't take anything too seriously, because I find that when you're just kind of goofing around and you kind of get in the flow, that's when the ideas come to you. Sometimes the ideas come to you at 2 or 3 in the morning. But sometimes you kind of have to mess with your head and just play around, and then inspiration just magically comes to you. All right, you guys, well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.